Hello, my name is Claire and this is my travel channel Claire's Footsteps, and today I am in the country of Bahrain. So this is a brand new country for both me and my partner actually. We decided to stop off here for a couple of days on the way home from Nepal. We were out in Nepal for 3 weeks hiking Everest Base Camp, and we're en route back to the UK, but we wanted to stop off in a new country and neither of us had been to Bahrain. So we've got 2 days here to see the highlights, explore the city of Manama, also probably relax a bit as well because we had a night flight last night and then we've got another night flight when we leave here. So we are staying in a resort with a pool, but we're also going to get out and see a bit of the country and city as well. So we're staying at the Leite resort and spa, and let me just go back in time briefly because I filmed it when I walked in. This apartment we're staying in is ridiculous. So we've just checked into our hotel here in Bahrain and we're a bit flummoxed. So originally we were going to book a room at this hotel, and then when I went to book, the rooms had all gone and it was like £20 more to just get a suite. So I got a suite, but it was only a 1-bedroom suite. Now we have arrived so early that the lady who checked us in decided to give us a bigger room. I say a bigger room, a bigger apartment. So we have now a whole 2-bedroom apartment. I think this is bigger than our apartment at home. Let me show you around. So I'm in the master bedroom at the moment, and you've just got a double bed here, and then just loads of storage. Like this is just a whole house. We've got a whole bathroom here, complete with a bath and a shower. That's not the only bathroom we've got though. Bedroom here, twin bedroom, and another bathroom here with a walk-in shower, an entire lounge area. We've got 3 toilets. There's another toilet in here. Another toilet. Then what's in here? Is this a kitchen? Oh yeah, your kitchen. So it's great that we've been able to check in early, but we are going to head out now. We're going to go check out the Museum of Bahrain. I'm very hungry as well, so hopefully we'll find some food somewhere. And then I'm not sure. We'll see how the day takes us. We may end up spending more time at the beach today and then seeing a bit more tomorrow when we're less tired. But let's go and see what happens. So stop number 1 of our trip around Bahrain is the Bahrain National Museum. Always a good place to stop off at because you get a good grounding of the country. So far Bahrain seems hot, bright and quiet. But let's go into the museum and learn some more. We've come to the cafe at the museum and we've ordered falafel wraps, and it comes with curly fries as well. So this is going to be much needed as I haven't really eaten since yesterday lunchtime. That's really good. Okay, I can already see this is quite an extensive museum. We have started in the Hall of the Dilmun Graves, and Dilmun is like part of the Bahraini culture, and one of their most unique things is their funerary traditions. And they have these huge mounds which are basically the graves and how the graves have been established over the centuries. And nowadays, we just saw a picture over there, even the towns have been built kind of around these mounds. And while these are found in other places in the region, some of the traditions are very unique to Bahrain. That was actually a very good national museum, so I definitely do recommend checking that one out. It's great to get a good grounding of the country of Bahrain. And behind me, it's not open, but that is the National Theatre. And then our hotel is about a 10-minute walk that way, so we're going to walk back now and probably chill for the rest of the afternoon because we've got all day tomorrow to see some more of Bahrain and we're feeling pretty tired from our night flight. It is quite a bit later on. We've just been at the pool all afternoon. I'm not even sure if I recorded anything, but it's been very chill, just reading and just hanging out really. There is like a beach club a bit further down from the pool. I'm not sure if we're allowed there. I think we are as hotel guests, or we're actually more pool people than beach people, so we always normally choose to stay by the pool, don't go by the beach because I just find sand gets everywhere. But now we're going to head out for some dinner. We're actually going to a Palestinian restaurant which is very close to here, but I think the way the roads work that we have to get a Uber there. But yeah, really looking forward to going to the Palestinian restaurant because I know that Palestine has incredible food. That's pretty much it for today. I will take the camera with me to the restaurant so you can see the kind of food that we eat there. While I'm here, and before I forget, I did also want to talk briefly about visas for getting into Bahrain because there's not much information on it online, and actually it's really straightforward. So we thought we were going to have to do some whole like visa on arrival process. We thought we were going to have to fill out a load of forms. It was literally nothing. All it was normal immigration, and we had to pay 5 Bahrainian dinner, which is about 10 British pounds, and you literally pay contactless at immigration. Like the immigration guy has a card reader and I just paid with my phone. So it was really simple, and that is technically a visa on arrival. And once we got out of the airport is very spacious. It wasn't very busy, at least when we were there. This was about 7:30, 8 in the morning on a Monday, and we weren't too sure how to get from the airport to the hotel. There is the option of a bus, but we would have had to get a bus into central Manama and then another bus out to the hotel, which would have taken quite a long time. We did also have a look at holiday extras, which we use quite a lot for transfers, but it was quite expensive. It was like £50 for a return, so we decided to just wing it and try and get an Uber, and that worked fine. It also cost about 10 British pounds, so about 5 dinner. It'll be about 12 euros or dollars, and took us to our hotel. We were only a 10-15 minute drive away, and we just got the Uber from straight outside the airport. There's actually a sign going to the Uber pickup area, so it's really easy. We were out of the airport in less than an hour. It seemed like a really hassle-free airport. We did fly from Kathmandu yesterday, and Kathmandu is a very stressful airport, so it did feel like a stark contrast compared to Kathmandu Airport. I will give a verdict of what the airport experience is like tomorrow night as well, just to give a more holistic view of it, but so far so good with Bahrain Airport. Anyway, I think we're going to head out for dinner now, so let me tell you what this restaurant is like and what we end up eating. Thank you. Hello.
Drinks.
Like most, or if not all, Gulf countries, Bahrain is not the most pedestrian friendly, but the restaurant where we had dinner was literally a 10-minute walk from the hotel, and there is a pavement, so we have decided to do it, but we're currently walking across this bridge and there's a lot of traffic coming at us. Like, we're on the pavement, so we're safe, but it's a bit unnerving still. But that restaurant was phenomenal. Really delicious food, really great waiters, really great service. So I definitely recommend Palestine nights if you're in Bahrain. Good morning, good morning. So we are heading out to a fort, Bahrain Fort apparently it's called. You know any history about the fort? Any information? Alright, we don't currently know any information about this fort. Our Uber driver's here, so let's go check it out. Okay, so we've just visited inside the museum. Not gonna lie, I found the museum a little bit confusing, but basically this is the Khalat Al Bahrain, and it is an ancient fortress and harbour that used to be the capital of the Dilmun civilization, which is one of the oldest civilizations in the area, at least 2000 BC, but possibly older. Throughout the years it was what's my hat? Right, I'm just gonna have to go without the hat. Throughout the years it was an important trading post with Mesopotamia, China, Iran, the Mediterranean. So yeah, it was a real crucial spot right here in Bahrain, and it is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It cost 2.2 dinar to go inside the museum. That seems to be the going rate to go in all museums in Bahrain, because that was the same price as yesterday. So that is about £4.50. But it seems to be completely free to just walk up to the fortress and have a look around. And like I say, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so that's pretty impressive. This is like a vast fortress, and it obviously has been remodelled since well, since 2000 BC. Obviously there's been some work done to it, but it's quite interesting, like patchwork of all of the different histories that have been here. And obviously being in the Middle East, you know, there's so many different civilizations that have passed through here. It kind of represents that. I'm struggling to get the history straight in my head though, so I think it was an ancient site. And then I did read in the museum that there wasn't evidence of people being here after 150 AD, but then I did read about trading later, so I'm not too sure, but there's a lot going on basically. If anyone knows any more about this site, please feel free to drop me a comment and let me know what I'm missing, because I'm definitely missing something, but I haven't quite been able to work out what yet, and I don't have any data on my phone, so I've not been able to do any research. But even though I am a bit perplexed, it's nice to walk around regardless. I like a good fort, I like a good slice of history, and it definitely is that. It's a good juxtaposition as well, because you've got the historic fort here, and then you've got the you know, sort of skyscrapers in the background. Bahrain is nowhere near Dubai, like with the sort of futuristic buildings and stuff. I mean, you can see the modern buildings there, but it almost, I was saying to my partner, it reminds me a bit of Dubai 15 years ago or so. So that was the Dubai I remember, because my dad used to live there and I've not been back since. So it reminds me of how I remember Dubai, but I think that's very different to Dubai nowadays. I've never been to somewhere where the museums have such nice cafes. We're in another very trendy cafe, which is right next to the Fort Museum, and it's called GB Cafe, and they've got like great coffee, a really like extensive list of different food items. I've gone for the tofu bowl, my partner's gone for the pizza, and just the atmosphere and the decor is just so stylish. This is something I've noticed that seems to be completely unique to Bahrain, maybe other Gulf countries as well. Lunch was very, very good. I really enjoyed my tofu bowl. But one thing we're struggling with in Bahrain is we're finding it quite hard to get water. Obviously it's like a desert island, they don't have much water here, and we haven't really been able to go to a shop. We haven't seen any small shops where we can just grab a bottle of water. So when we sat down for lunch, we were like, right, we'll get a bottle of water. It cost 4 dinars 50, so £9 for a 750 millilitre bottle of water, which was crazy. We had to have it because we needed some water. I don't know, I will try and find a shop at some point. Anyway, we've come to the Al Khamis Mosque now, which is thought to be the oldest mosque in Bahrain. So there's a visitor centre here, and then I don't think it's a working mosque still, but I think you can go in and see the kind of ruins and learn about its history. So that's what we're going to do now. So this is actually quite a good segue from what I was saying about water. So this is thought to be the oldest mosque in Bahrain, and it was here because this is where people used to live in around the 8th century, which is when the mosque was first built. And people used to live here because there was a spring. So people obviously settled here because it was one of the easiest places to get water on the island, and that is obviously why a civilization and a mosque built up around that. I'm not sure if the spring is still here, but if so, maybe we could get some water from there. Might put an end to our problems. Nowadays there is still some buildings from the 12th and 13th centuries. Yeah, the original buildings date back about 400 years before that. Also, this is quite interesting, so it's called the Al Khamis Mosque, and it actually takes its name from the Thursday market, which was the Souk Al Khamis. So I'm guessing that Khamis means Thursday, so this is actually called Thursday Mosque. That's an interesting little museum, free to look around, and I think we can go and see some of the building of the actual mosque now. As far as I'm aware, it's not a working mosque now, so we should be okay to go in without my hair covering. Usually if it is a working mosque, they have hair coverings anyway, so should be alright either way, but let's go and investigate. It's definitely not still a working mosque. I can see it's yeah, pretty much in ruins, but let's go have a look. So we have behind me the mosque that is rather under construction. Yeah, it's pretty much just a few walls now, and they're doing some sort of renovation work, which does mean that we can't go all the way around. I think you usually can, but at the moment there is a little boundary, and the man told us that we can't go any closer. But yeah, interesting enough to check out. So we've arrived at the Bab al Bahrain, and this is the entrance to the Manama Souk. So the Manama Souk is the kind of traditional market of the city. It has lots of traditional shops selling things like spices, coffee shops, dried fruit, that kind of thing. But nowadays it also has some more modern shops as well. Just got very stuck on the wrong side of the road and there was so much traffic. And yeah, the Bab al Bahrain is the gate that stands at the front of it all, and it was built in 1949. You probably can't see it on the screen, but it is raining. Rich said to me earlier, I think it's going to rain, and I said, nah, it's just Middle Eastern haze, but it is definitely raining. Not very heavily, but it is raining. The most dazzling necklaces behind me. So it seems like this is like the main drag of Manama, where all the main shops are. The jewellery stores are crazy. But there's everything here. There's a tailoring and textiles. There's currency exchange. There's accessories, everything you need. Not sure if it's for public use, but we found one lonely water dispenser just standing in the street. Maybe that's how people get water. Water mission complete. We finally found a shop that had big bottles of water, and I think they take card as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how much the water cost?
200.
200 for a bottle, about 40p. We're not going to go in, but there is the Post Office Museum here, which is the museum of the postal system of Bahrain, complete with stamps apparently. And there is also a cafe there, which if the other cafes in museums in Bahrain are anything to go by, it's probably very, very nice. We weren't going to buy any souvenirs, but we just found a shop that takes a card, so we got our standard souvenir, which is Rich gets a football top shirt, and we also got a little ornament for the flat. Back on our Uber tour of Bahrain, and the next and probably final stop in the day section, at least, we are going to go out for dinner later, is the Al Fateh Grand Mosque, and I believe this is the biggest and the main mosque of Bahrain. I did read online that tourists are welcome to go inside outside of prayer times. We should get there just before prayers if our calculations are correct. So yeah, gonna go check that out, at least see the outside if we can't see the inside. And then I think we're gonna head back to the hotel for a little bit before dinner. The way we've done this is we've just getting Ubers around everywhere. There is public transport, there are buses, but they looked a bit complicated to work out. There's no metro at the moment in Bahrain, but they are building one, so hopefully it will be a bit easier to get around soon. And there were a few tours available on Viator and Get Your Guide, but they were all quite expensive, sort of just to see the highlights of the city. It was going to cost like £120 for both of us, so we figured we may as well just kind of do our own tour and just jump in Ubers everywhere. Ubers are relatively affordable. We've paid between £3 to £10 each for each Uber. The £10 was the longest one, but generally they're like £3 to £5, so they're not too bad. Obviously it does add up, but then obviously it is also quite a lot cheaper than paying for a full day guided tour. So we've arrived at the mosque. They are totally welcoming to tourists. There's a desk you can go to and you can get a cover up there and everything, and they will take you around with an English speaking guide. However, it's 5 o'clock and unfortunately we didn't realise that it closes for visitors at 4 o'clock. So we aren't able to go in, unfortunately, but if you're visiting Bahrain and you come here between 9 and 4, then it seems to be very easy to go in and have a look around the inside. So we're just going to have a little walk around the outside. This is actually like a huge complex. There's the mosque, then there's also like a cultural centre, and it's really pretty with the palm trees and everything. So we're going to have a little walk around the outside, take some photos, and yeah, just enjoy the architecture from the outside rather than the inside. It is about 7 p.m. and we are just about to head out for some dinner, so our flight isn't until 2 a.m. So we worked out we don't really need to leave our hotel until about 10:30 p.m. Everything seems to be running quite efficiently here. So we're just going to head to a mall, and there's a restaurant there called Fuddruckers, and Rich, my partner, used to live in Oman when he was a kid, and he remembers this restaurant Fuddruckers. It's like a burger restaurant where you can make your own burgers and stuff. He remembers it fondly, so we thought we'd go there for kind of a bit of nostalgia for him tonight. Everything looks okay with the flight. There is actually a thunderstorm scheduled for 2, which is when our flight takes off, although it's only a 30% chance at 2 and then like a 60-70% chance at 3, so hopefully it will be alright for us to take off at 2. Fingers crossed we won't get stranded in Bahrain. At the moment it's not raining, but it is very windy. So Fuddruckers was sadly a no-go. They do sell vegetarian burgers, but they were sold out when we were there, so because we're both vegetarian we weren't able to go there, unfortunately. So we've come to our second choice, which is Shake Shack. They actually had 2 vegetarian burgers on the menu here. They have a vegetarian patty, which we've both gone for. They also have like an oyster mushroom burger as well. Never actually been to Shake Shack before, so be good to try.
That's good.
So first ever Shake Shack taste test. Can I borrow a bit of your... Just going to put a bit more sauce on it. A bit of shake sauce. Alright, let's go. Yeah. For a fast food burger, it's quite good. Crinkly chips are pretty standard, but with the shake sauce they're quite good as well. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Way better than McDonald's.
Yeah, better than McDonald's. So Uber's worked perfectly well the whole time we've been in Bahrain, apart from when we needed it to get to the airport. So luckily there is another app called Kareem, which seems to be working alright. For some reason the Uber wasn't telling us any prices and then wasn't letting us book a taxi, which isn't really ideal when you need to get to the airport. But Kareem, which is a Middle Eastern app, I think it's used a lot in the Gulf countries, seems to be pulling through, and it's telling us that our captain is on the way. And we have made it to Bahrain Airport. This is probably one of my favourite airports. It's so sleek and modern, and it's like there's so much here, but it's not overwhelming. Only one terminal, was a really short walk to the gate, but there are so many amenities as well. So top marks to Bahrain Airport there. I think I'm gonna finish off this video here now, as we're flying now to Istanbul and then flying from there back to London. Then we've got a long journey from London back to Devon where we live. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been an interesting look into Bahrain. I know it's not a super touristy country, so hopefully you've found all of what we've got up to interesting. I quite liked it. It was nice to sort of see Arabian and Gulf culture without the hordes of tourists that you get in like Dubai and places. As always, I will be writing blog posts about Bahrain, and I'll be writing one about everything that we did while we were here. It will be linked in the description, so you can easily click through to that if you want any more information about anything that we did. It always has Google Maps links, any suggested tour links, links to where we stayed, so do check that out. It will be in the description below. I think that is about everything. It's nearly time for us to board. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!